și amuz uneori. Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Nu știu încă de unde am venit, ce caut aici. Plecam cu coada între picioare, acum mă scap de afiș. N-aveam răbdare să ascult deloc, acum tac. Și răspund după ce înțeleg ce-ai zis. Se simte timpul cum trece sau noi cum trecem prin timp. Trăiesc momentul de față ca să-mi creez amintiri. Țin de familie, de prieten, de cine-i loial. Restul voia sorții, scuze, mă cheamă propriu destin. Totuși te simt, o singură șansă avem cu sorii. Simplim focul deschis, e mult mai greu când ai un scop de atins. Te uiți pe lângă tine, vezi cine a supraviețuit. Câți din ei se luptă să trăiască cum ar trebui. O inimă mare, doi plămâni ca să respir. O inimă mare mă inspiră zi de zi. Fă din șansa ta un vis, fă din șansa ta un vis împlinit. Fiindcă avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. De ale, ce ale, nu știu ce să aleg. Dar ce ale. Nu te teme de moarte că nu-ți mai trăiești viața. Pune zâmbetul pe față dimineața. Du-te, ia legume fresh, fă-ți viața. Pune doar ce trebuie în trupul ăla ca un rasa. Niște mișcare ca să ungă carcasa. Binecuvântare nu e lumea prea razna. Alegerile noastre ne fac să simțim asta. Atât de multe drumuri eu, yeah. De ale. Dar ce ale.
Știi, avem o singură viață și
nu știu ce să aleg.
merită să ne stresăm în fiecare zi pentru toate mizeriile.
Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. One life, one life. One life, one life, one life. One life, one life, one life, one life. Learn it, love it, live it. Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Nu știu încă de unde am venit, ce caut aici. Plecam cu coada între picioare, acum mă scap de afiș. N-aveam răbdare să ascult deloc, acum tac. Și răspund după ce înțeleg ce-ai zis. Se simte timpul cum trece sau noi cum trecem prin timp. Trăiesc momentul de față ca să-mi creez amintiri. Țin de familie, de prieten, de cine-i loial. Restul voia sorții, scuze, mă cheamă propriu destin. Totuși te simt, o singură șansă avem cu sorii. Simplim focul deschis, e mult mai greu când ai un scop de atins. Te uiți pe lângă tine, vezi cine a supraviețuit. Câți din ei se luptă să trăiască cum ar trebui. O inimă mare, doi plămâni ca să respir. O inimă mare mă inspiră zi de zi. Fă din șansa ta un vis, fă din șansa ta un vis împlinit. Fiindcă avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. De ale. Dar ce ale.
Hey, can you hear me now? Yeah, I think that I got some mic problem, sorry. Can you hear me now? Yeah, now it's working. Okay, so hi and welcome everyone to another deadline stream. Thank you so much. Sorry for the delay. I had some technical problems. Um, yeah, now it's okay. Hi, Abeningo Padayashi. Hi, Edvix. Hi, Joe Abraham. So, sorry guys, I'm streaming from a different location today, so I don't have my usual microphone now. Hopefully, you can still hear me okay with this one. Yeah, sorry about the inconveniences. How's everyone doing at the moment? Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Sharap, Palden, Butia, Bench One, Wood, Watkins, and Reinders. Tough question. I would start Reinders for sure in that case. And I think that I would bench Wood just because of the minutes risk. Now, I still expect Chris Wood to start. But yeah, I think that I would be more sure with Watkins. Yeah, I understand Watkins is not playing amazingly at the moment, so it is a tough question. It's between Wood and Watkins for sure. Just came from the gym. Nice. 13 people already. Thank you so much, guys, for joining the stream. Really appreciate it. My wildcard is active. If you don't know already, I'm sure that you're bored of my videos this week about my wildcard. Yeah, we're going to discuss about my picks, about your questions, what I'm still thinking about changing at the moment. This is currently how I'm lining up. I still have some money in the bank. Let me check how much I have in the bank. I have 0.7 millions in the bank, so I can still make some changes. Again, I'm not maybe I'm going to leave some money in the bank that could be useful sometime, but yeah. Hi Tosh, thank you so much for joining. Also Joe Abraham, good morning everyone. Hey Denis, do I go for safe options in Kudus and Bruno or more different Xavi Simons and Mbeumo? I mean, I think that I would go Kudus and Bruno. Definitely they are more safe. Maybe that's why I would go there. Also, Xavi Simons, again, I'm expecting him to be a starter soon for Tottenham. It's just, I'm not sure. On a wildcard, I think that I would go for Kudus at the moment. He's just more safe with minutes. And Mbeumo is a decent option, don't get me wrong, but with Bruno Fernandes, you have you have penalties, you have more nailed minutes, and yeah, pretty much that's it. I just came from the gym too. Nice guys, so you're really productive on this Saturday. That's good to hear. I send you my team on Twitter. Yeah, we're going to take a look. If you guys have, if you're on a wildcard, you can send me your teams on Twitter. If you follow me there, drop a screenshot and I'm going to take a look at them. Maybe you're going to give me some inspiration also with my wildcard. Bench 1, Walker, Dunk, Welbeck. I would bench Dunk for sure, I think. Oh my god, that's a tough question because, yeah, Burnley's playing against Manchester City. I would bench Walker, I think, for sure. I'm not sure if Welbeck is nailed to start, but probably he should start, right? I'm thinking to bench Reinders and play Wood and Watkins. I have a feeling that 2 will hold. Yeah, I mean, all 3 of them are decent, have decent fixtures this week. I would just find it really difficult to bench Reinders against Burnley at home, because if you're going to bench him in this fixture, then yeah, you're not really going to play Reinders at all, right? So yeah, it is a sensible question. Definitely, if you have a feeling about starting Wood and Watkins instead of Reinders, just do it. But I think that I would play Reinders over a lot of players this week, personally. That's just my opinion, obviously. Should I start Bruno Guimaraes? It depends which players you have also into your team, Joe Abraham. It's not a nice fixture. It's the toughest fixture Bruno Guimaraes is going to have all season, probably against Arsenal. So probably I would try to find a way to bench him, I think. Should I take a -4 to take out Ekitike and bring in Isak? Don't have a good bench, and I will be triple captaining Haaland. Yeah, if you can tell me which are your other bench options, I would try to tell you if it's worth to take a -4 for Ekitike. I don't really like. I mean, Isak could be a nice option at some point. I just think that the next two, it's not a rush to buy Alexander Isak, because Palace, although he's going to start, he's going to get probably 60-70 minutes against Crystal Palace. It's not the fixture you want Alexander Isak in, right? They are really good, and also they are going to play against Chelsea next game week. So after game week 8, I think that is going to be the best moment to buy Alexander Isak. But yeah, if you don't really have any other bench options to just bench Ekitike this game week, you could go for someone like Gyökeres. I would go probably for Gyökeres instead of Isak at the moment, at least, if you have the money. Hi WF, thank you so much for joining the stream. When do you play bench boost chip? I played my bench boost in game week 5, so yeah, I got it out of the way. No more worries with the bench boost for me. I played it last game week. Hi Arunah Baradwaz, thank you so much for joining the stream. Really good to see you here. Pick one of Foden, Mbeumo, and Xavi to replace Salah. It depends how much different you want to go. Foden for this game week against Burnley, I think that he's probably the best option. Again, are you 100% sure he's going to start? Probably he's going to start, but again, at some point, maybe you're going to have a problem with Foden because he's still a Man City player. He still can get rotated. But yeah, out of those three players, I think that Foden is the best option for this week. Long term, maybe Mbeumo, maybe Xavi Simons. You are a very good streamer. Thank you so much, Joe Abraham. I like the way you interact with chat. I also really like your hair today. Yeah, just yesterday I've gone to the, yeah, I'm missing the word. So yeah, I got a cut basically. So yeah, my hair should look fresh from now on. Thank you so much for your nice words. Yeah, I definitely not feel like I'm a really good streamer or something like that, but obviously what I really enjoy in these streams is interacting with the chat mostly than just talking about my team. But yeah, I have some decisions to make also on my wildcard. Yeah, we're going to do that later. Hi Hiroki Furuta, thank you so much for joining. Kudus or Xavi Simons? I think that I would go Kudus at the moment, save some cash also. Also Kudus, again, I could go for him in my team, and I'm going to show you in a minute, but that's just going to make a lot of benching headaches for me, so I'm not sure if I want to go that way. So for example, I have Caicedo at the moment. Instead of Caicedo, I could upgrade to someone like Kudus, but then I will have to bench someone like Gyökeres probably this game week, which is not amazing, but yeah, most weeks is going to give me a benching headache, I think. 25 people, thanks so much guys for joining the stream. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, hit that subscribe button if you're new around here. I really appreciate it. My bench is King Esteve Lacroix. Okay, I think that I would just play Lacroix probably, then taking a -4 to sell Ekitike, but that's just me. Again, this is just my opinion. I don't really like taking a hit to sell Ekitike to Isak, but I guess at some point you're going to need to get rid of Ekitike because his minutes are not going to be secured anymore. So yeah, Kesa is gonna get like 30 minutes for sure. Yeah, even without Ekitike suspended, Isak probably is not going to play 90 minutes against Crystal Palace. Again, he could get a goal or two in the first half in 45 minutes or something like that, but I just don't really like the fixtures for Liverpool in the next two, at least. Hi Hashiraktar, thank you so much for joining the stream. Really good to see you here. Good morning first. Hello Denis, Stack or Dorgu to start? Stack is playing against... Let me just check. He has a decent fixture, right? He's playing against Bournemouth. I think that... I understand. I understand the hype for Stack. He got a lot of points last gaming. To be honest with you, I don't... Not really like him as a pick. I just think that he's a hit and miss. Some games he's going to get defensive contributions, in some of them he's not going to do that. Again, I think that Bournemouth is a tougher fixture for Leeds, and I think that I would play Dorgu because of his attacking threat, and he has the better fixture, definitely. I'm not sure if Manchester United are going to keep a clean sheet, but again, with Stack also, you're not guaranteed for him to score 10 or 15 points every game, right? So yeah, usually I like to play the attacking player, as you may know, but in this case I think that it is viable to just play Dorgu, because he could get some attacking returns. There is a chance he's going to get a clean sheet. So yeah, I think that I would play Dorgu in your case, Hashiraktar. Yeah, hopefully that's going to work. Hi Karim, thank you so much for joining. Yeah, Barber, yeah. Doku, King, Gudmundsson or Reinders, Stack, Mukiele. Reinders, Stack and Mukiele, because I just can't guarantee the minutes for King pretty much. The same could go for Doku. He could be rotated at some point. And yeah, I really like Mukiele. If you have other options, in my team, as you can see at the moment, I have Alderete. Now, it's not so much into it. Mukiele, Alderete, both of them are decent from Sunderland. Both of them are 4 millions. I just think that with Mukiele, there is an option for him to lose his place as a center half, so maybe he's going to play as a fullback, and then his defensive contributions maybe are going to go down a little bit. So that's why I'm just going with Alderete. I think that also he's really good for defensive contributions, Alderete. So, but yeah, from those players, I would go Reinders, Stack, and Mukiele. Barber, yeah, I think you're going to make it big soon. Thanks a lot, Joe Abraham. Really appreciated. Yeah, it means a lot. Thank you so much for your nice words. Also, thank you guys for being here on the stream. That's what's all about. Really appreciate it. Can you give me your opinion on my team? Yeah, sure. We're going to move to Twitter to see some of your teams. In a minute, let me just finish these questions. Elikar FC, thanks so much for joining. Good morning. Nice haircut. Yeah, haircut was the word I was missing. Thanks a lot. Do you have any fears of Salah scoring big points after selling him? I mean, yeah, I think that Salah is still a great option. But since I'm wildcarding this game, it just makes sense to go for Haaland at the moment. If I'm going to want to have Mohamed Salah back soon again, maybe after game week 12 or something like that, or maybe in game week 10, again, I'm going to find a way to buy him. But at the moment, it just makes a lot of sense to go for Haaland. So I think that Salah is still going to score points. But I'm okay. I'm okay with this decision. I'm a Liverpool fan. I like Mohamed Salah. I think that is still a great FPL option. If you want to go for him, not a problem. He's going to start scoring points soon. I think he's not going to be bad all the season. So yeah, I have some fears, but I'm still fine with my picks. Is Haaland still flagged? No, on the app, as you can see, he's not flagged anymore. Pep Guardiola said that he's ready to play. Probably he's going to play close to 90 minutes. So again, if you want a triple captain Haaland, probably I would use my triple captaincy on him. But since I'm a wildcard, I can't do that. So yeah, no, Haaland is no longer flagged. Pep said he's ready. Yes. Hi Chandri. Hi David Nekovar. Hi XTA 2020. Thanks so much, guys, for joining. Really appreciate it. Play Caicedo or Gyökeres this week. Surely Caicedo gets at least 4 points. Yeah, I mean, I could also do that. But it's just, I don't know, it doesn't feel right. Gyökeres could be on penalties. He's the number 9 for Arsenal. But yeah, I understand he has a tough fixture against Newcastle. You can make a case for Caicedo. Caicedo could get minimum 3, 4, 5 points this game week, so yeah, it is a good question. Also, I could use this question for my team also, so yeah, I'm going to think about it also. David Nekovar, hi, what do you think of to sell Gakpo for Cunha? Thanks and have a nice weekend. I don't know if I would do it this week. I think that Gakpo is going to start and he's still a decent option. I would argue that Gakpo is still a nice option even if you want to go for him on a wildcard. I know that in the last 3 game weeks he blanked. But with Ekitike suspended this game week, I think that Gakpo's minutes are going to be even better. So you could wait maybe one more game week before making the switch. David, that's what I would do probably. I don't see the rush to sell Gakpo this game week in particular. Yeah, Manchester United have a better fixture against Brentford, I understand that, but I'm not sure if it's worth the transfer. Hi Dennis, hi XTA, TI. I was looking at Caicedo too, but not sure what game week I'd play him over the others. Yeah, that's a question. When we're going to look at my team, how it's looking in the future, I have the same dilemma. The same with Alderete. I'm not sure when I'm going to play him, but it is, again, you're wildcarding, you need to have a strong team for a lot of game weeks because probably you're not going to make a lot of changes. Yeah, I should stop the countdown and start it in 3 minutes, so remind me guys to start the countdown when we are 2 hours before the deadline. So yeah, it is a nice option to have, right, Caicedo, if you need to play him sometime, but I decided on stack as that leaves a bit of money to upgrade Njae or Reinders if I felt that I need to. Yeah, it makes sense. Maybe that's why a lot of people are going with stack because he's 5 millions, he's cheaper and you're not going to really play him in any gaming. So yeah, it makes sense. But also it makes sense if you want to have a stronger team. Yeah, for example, if some players are going to get injured or something like that, you have a better option in Caicedo, I guess. But I need to think about it and how I'm going to end up soon. I will bench boost on Game Week 8 to pick a 4 million defender, Sunderland or Leeds. I think that I would go Alderete personally because I have him in my team. Yeah, it's a nice opportunity. If you want a bench boost in the future, probably Game Week 8 is the best game week to do that. I think that I would go Alderete or Mukiele, but again, Rodon, Gudmundsson, take your pick. I mean, it's not so much into it. I think that I would go Alderete, but yeah. Also, went Guardiola over Tarkovsky, still not sure about that one. Yeah, I don't understand really the hype about with Tarkovsky, and I understand that also my wildcard team is a little bit template. Besides Tarkovsky, I like Tarkovsky for this game week. I like him that he's probably the best defender in the game, defensive contributions, but the fixtures are just not great for Everton. I can't see a lot of clean sheets, and if I'm picking a defender, I still want him to have that chance to get a clean sheet, right? It's not just about defensive contributions, but yeah, I don't mind. If you want to go Tarkovsky, he's a decent option. Elikar FC, I've got a front three of Pedro, Mateta and Guyu. I originally wanted to do Guyu to Haaland and Salah to Josh King. Or should I do Mateta to Haaland and Salah to Reinders? If you have Guyu right now and you don't, and that doesn't block you from having more players from Chelsea, I think that's okay. If you want to do Mateta to Haaland, Salah to Reinders, I think that's a really nice swap. Yeah, just a second. Now we can start the countdown. Okay, so yeah, you can, if you don't want to have 3 forwards, then you can just keep Guyu because he's the cheapest, sadly for you, because you got some drops. Yeah, Josh King, I'm not sure about his minutes long term. That's the only problem with him. So I would prefer to go the other route, Mateta to Haaland, Salah to Reinders, I think. Hi Archan, but which one attacker to bench this gaming from Semenyo, Xavi, Njae, Mbeumo, Reinders, Haaland, Gyökeres, João Pedro? See, that's the problem. If you're going to go for 8 really good attackers, you're going to have a big headache. Yeah, you can't bench Semenyo. From those options, if you're okay with benching Gyökeres, that could work, but probably I would bench Xavi Simons, but it doesn't feel right, Archan, but to be honest with you. It's between Xavi Simons and Gyökeres probably for me, because I really like the other ones. Probably Gyökeres. Oh no, probably Xavi Simons, because, yeah. Hi Denis, you don't need to spam in the chat, I'm going to answer your question. Foden or Mbeumo? Long term, I think that Mbeumo is better, personally. This game week, I think that Foden is better, so yeah. Yeah, I'm going to look at your team advics right now. So yeah, Archambat, yeah, that's a really tough decision to make. You're having a big benching headache there, so yeah, Xavi or Gyökeres probably. Yeah, I can't. Dennis, I answered your question. So short term, Foden, I think is better. Long term, Mbeumo. Not too much into it. Now let's move to Twitter and see. Okay, so Edwin, this is your team, right? Palmer out, Doku in, 4.1 million in the bank, 0 transfers available though. Okay, so you bought Doku and you have a lot of money in the bank, right? Doku, Rogers, Mbeumo, Foden, Fernandes, Watkins, Haaland. Yeah, it's okay. I think that I would play Anderson here instead of Agbadu, to be honest with you. A better chance probably of getting a clean sheet, definitely. Yeah, I would play Anderson here. And yeah, other than that, I would not take a hit, I think. You are pretty stacked with Manchester City players, so your team is looking good. You're going to keep probably Rodgers and Watkins for the next 2 fixtures, so yeah, it's looking okay. When will you be using your triple captain? Not sure, but there are going to be a lot of opportunities to do that. If we take a look. Hello Dennis, is this your final team? I mean, at the moment, yeah, this is how am I lining up, but I still have some decisions to make. Yeah, so I still have some decisions to make, to go for Romero, to go for Van de Ven, or to go for Richards. And if I want to upgrade my Caicedo spot to someone like Xavi Simons, pretty much these are my dilemmas, and I really need to think about it. 6k rank, that's amazing, Advix. Congrats on your amazing rank. Good luck. Your team is looking great for this week, especially in midfield and in attack. Hi, Simon Limo. So Padayashi, my triple captain. There are a lot of options. I don't know, Palmer, Game Week 9, Mohamed Salah when he's going to play against Sunderland. Maybe I'm going to captain Erling Haaland when he's going to have a better, not a better fixture, but still a good fixture against West Ham, maybe against Wolverhampton. So yeah, there are going to be any more opportunities to use the triple captain. And to be honest with you, I didn't set up exactly when I'm going to use it, so yeah. Charles Jawaskiewicz, thank you so much for joining the stream. Do you think I must bench Gyökeres this week and play Van de Ven in his place? And do you think Vardiol is a good pick? I think that Vardiol is a good pick, yes. If you want to go for a defender from Manchester City. Again, he's not going to get probably defensive contributions at the rate of someone like Tarkowski, but he's good. I think that City are going to keep some clean sheets in the short term. You don't need, you're not there. There's not a must to bench Gyökeres this week. I mean, yeah, I think that I would still play Gyökeres instead of Van de Ven, but maybe, yeah, depending on your defense, I would try to find a way to play Van de Ven. I think, but not for Gyökeres. Send my team on Twitter, hope it worked, leaves me 3 million in the bank to buy Gyökeres next week. Yeah, I saw it. Great rank, Edwin. That's just amazing. So 4XTI, this is your team. Now, this is a wildcard team, right? Raya, Gabriel, Senesi, Guardiol, Anderson, Alderete, Stack. Yeah, the midfield is template just like me. Haaland, Joao Pedro, and you're going for a punt in Richarlison. I think that short term he's decent. I'm not sure long term how good of a pick Richarlison is going to be, but for this game week definitely he's great. And yeah, Dubravka, Stack, Anderson, Alderete. Yeah, looking good. You have also a lot of money in the bank, so yeah, you're just going to buy Gyökeres right next game week. Yeah, it makes sense if you're okay with making transfers right away after using the wildcard. Yeah, I like the team. No complaints here. It's looking great. So yeah, guys, if you have if you're also wildcarding you want to send me your team, you can do that here. Just drop a screenshot or something like that. Yeah, let's see if we got any news here. Everybody's going for Tarkovsky, man. Again, I think that is a decent pick. I'm just not. I just don't think he's that good of the hype he gets at the moment. But yeah, can't argue with defensive contributions right now, right? So yeah, at the moment this is my team. I'm going to show you how this team is going to look long term. No problem, XTI. Thank you so much for joining the stream, guys. Really appreciate it. Is Doku a good pick? I would not go there, I think. Again, he played all the games for Manchester City this season, and it's looking like he's pretty much nailed, but every Man City midfielder is nailed until they aren't, pretty much. So, yeah, Cherky is going to be back. Savinho is going to play some minutes at some point. He also didn't deliver a lot of FPL points, to be honest with you, considering how many minutes he played. So I'm not sure he's the midfielder I would go from Manchester City. I would rather go for Ryan Dirks and Foden first, but it really depends how much different you want to go. Magdus Bank, also thank you so much for joining the stream. Hi Ivan Igvan, thank you so much for joining. Triple Captain Grealish, yeah, I would not do that. But yeah, why not? I mean, he was delivering a lot of points in the recent weeks. He's going to play. The fixture is great against West Ham. If you want to go super differential, yeah, you can do that. But I much rather with the triple captain Haaland if you have him, if you get my idea. Out of Van de Ven, Porro, Munoz and Burn, who would you start? I've got Henderson in goal as well. So Burn against Arsenal, I would not start. Munoz against Liverpool, again, not. I would not start. So probably I would start Porro. If you have him, yeah, you have Henderson in goal. Yeah. I would bench Munoz and Burn, and oh yeah, that's Virgil van Dijk, right? Sorry, not Van de Ven. In that case, I don't know. I mean, usually I would start Porro, but Van Dijk would get defensive contributions and he has a decent chance of getting a clean sheet, right? So probably I would start Van Dijk personally, but Porro, yeah, it's between Van Dijk and Porro, and Porro is still a great option. I would like to start. He has the better fixture at home. Yeah, I would start Van Dijk because of defensive contribution probably, but other than that, Porro is nice also. When will the Africa Cup starting? Somewhere before game week 15 or 16. I don't know for sure, but yeah, I'm going to make some research and then answer your question. We're going to have a lot of content also before the Africa Cup of Nations starting, so it's not going to be so soon, before game week 15 or 16, something like that, I think, if I'm not wrong. Hey Dennis, as a Liverpool fan, what do you think of what Ekitike did in the Carabao Cup? I mean, yeah, it was stupid. He admitted it, he said he was sorry, so I just don't think that we should make it such a big deal. I mean, we have Isak, we have Chiesa, we have other options in attack. Yeah, it's not great for not having Ekitike against Crystal Palace, but at least we have some backups. And yeah, it was stupid. I mean, also it was funny. As a fan or not a fan, it was really funny to see that celebration, Messi-esque against Southampton in the Carabao Cup. Yeah, it was really funny. To be honest with you, I don't know exactly what happened there. He forgot obviously that he had a yellow card. So yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, we need to move on, I guess. Oh, so what I want to give an opinion, guys. We're going to move to Fantasy Football Hub to show you how my team is going to look long term, right? Now, this is my last team. We're going to need to build it again here. So, Gabriel, Senesi, ignore the money in the bank. Romero, Anderson, and Alderete. Salah is bye-bye. Wirtz is bye-bye, thank God. Which midfielders I have? Njae, Semenyo, Caicedo, and Bruno, right? Yeah. And here I have Gyökeres and Erling Haaland. And Raya in goal. Okay. Hi Dexter, thank you so much for joining the stream. Really appreciate it. Hi Dennis, half word in triple captain Haaland. Why not you? I'm using my wildcard, Dexter. That's why I'm not triple captaining Haaland. As I said before, if I wasn't using my wildcard, probably I would use my triple captain of Haaland. Nothing wrong with it. He's fit. He's playing at home against Burnley. Might as well just use the triple captain, but yeah, I can't do that. Charles Jawaski, must I drop my wildcard team in your Twitter comment section? Yeah, alright Charles, let's see your team and then we're going to talk about mine. Yeah, but I don't see it. Here? Yeah, I don't see it. Where you drop it? Must I drop my wildcard team in your Twitter comment section? If you want, yeah, you can drop a screenshot on Twitter, on X, or you can just write your team on chat. Either way, I'm going to give you my opinion about your team, so don't worry about that, Charles. Who's the best player at the moment with good defensive contributions? Senesi, probably. I mean, yeah, since we're there, let me just... Now, also, this is Fantasy Football Hub. Guys, if you're interested in statistics, in defensive contributions, or any metrics, here you're going to see a lot of them. And if we move here to, let's say, defenders, here, yeah, you can't see. Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, so Charles, this is your team, right? We're going to get back. Don't worry. Hi Frank Golding, hi Pretzi Gamer, thank you so much guys for joining. So this is your wildcard team, Charles. Raya, Gabriel, Guardiola, Senesi, Van de Ven, Del Cra. I don't think that to be honest with you, I'm not sure if he's a starter or not for Burnley. I think that I would not go for double Burnley defense on a wildcard. I would go for Alderete, Mukiele, Rodon or Gudmundsson. Other than that, great defense. Ryan Semenyo, Bruno Fernandes, and Jae Caicedo, the same midfield as mine, so it's great. Joao Pedro and Haaland. And Gyökeres on the bench. So you have pretty much the same team as mine with little differences. So yeah, I think that it is a great team, Charles. Thoughts on benching Gyökeres just for this week? I don't mind it. It's a tough fixture. Gyökeres in the tougher games, he didn't create any chances against Man United, against Liverpool, against Manchester City. So I don't mind it. I still am going to think if I'm going to do that myself, but it just doesn't feel right to bench a potential penalty taker for Arsenal, number 9, to play someone like Caicedo, but it is viable. So this week, it's not such a big deal. Not everybody is going to have Gyökeres, so if he's going to score a goal or something, that the rank is not going to drop so much. From next game week, yeah, he's going to be really popular. Who's the best player at the moment with good defensive contributions? Padayashi, just a second, we're going to return to that. Bruno and Foden or Salah and a 4.5 midfielder? At the moment, for this fixture, for game week 6, definitely I would go Bruno and Foden. And the problem is we don't really have a lot of good 4.5 million midfielders. Josh King from Fulham, I'm not sure yet about his minutes. So yeah. Wait for Pep to ruin triple captain Hala managers, including myself, by subbing him in at 60. Yeah, usually if Man City are going to be 5-0 at halftime, for an example, probably Haaland is going to get an early sub, but you're going to hope that he scored some points in that point. But yeah, it could happen. City to win 3-0 and Haaland with no contributions, but it would be really unlucky, I think, for Haaland to get no return. So again, it is Man City against Burnley. The same happened last season when everybody captained Haaland against not Southampton. It was, I'm missing which was the worst team last season. Southampton, right? Everybody captained Haaland against Southampton and he blanked. It could happen, but again, it is the best feature probably you're going to get against Burnley at home. So yeah, hey Dennis, which players will you pick for the FPL challenge? I'm not playing the FPL challenge, so yeah. Hi Lucas, thank you so much for joining the stream, really appreciated. Why did you choose Romero and not Van de Ven? I still have a dilemma there. Pretty much why I choose the Romero is because he's a little bit better for defensive contributions, and he's not more nailed, but Van de Ven has he has a better injury record than Van de Ven. But again, if you want to save some cash, I think that Van de Ven is a great option. I might as well just go Van de Ven and save the cash. But yeah, pretty much at the moment I choose Romero because he's better for defensive contributions and maybe better in the air from the set pieces. It's not too much into it. Triple captain Haaland. Hi Ayub Larbi, thank you so much for joining. I think that's a great opportunity. If you can triple captain Haaland, I would do that probably. I'm on a wildcard, so yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not sure. Should I wildcard this week? Tagged you on Twitter. Yeah, let's see. Shiraktar. Probably if you didn't thought about wildcarding yet, probably it's a little bit too late. And yeah, you have Haaland, you have Reinders. I would not wildcard with this team, to be honest with you. You have also Mohamed Salah. You have a great team. You have, yeah, this is close to a wildcard team. Besides, you have 3 players from Nottingham Forest. But again, for this week, I think that you just keep them. And you also have Pedro Porro, Van de Ven, Sanchez is okay. Stach, Richards, Esteve. Probably with your team, I would not really use the wildcard real soon. What you're missing here is just Arsenal players, but you can get some Arsenal players next game week. So yeah, you can sell Nico Williams to a Gabriel, something like that. You can sell Wood to a Gyökeres. Again, I don't know if you can afford that, but your team looks great for this week. Definitely, I would not use the wildcard Hashiraktar. That team looks really solid. Yeah, for this week, to be honest with you, I think that it looks better than my wildcard team. Yeah. And you also have Mohamed Salah. So yeah, this team is better than my wildcard team for Game Week 6. Definitely, I would just roll the transfer. Yeah. Just to save money, we'll upgrade him later when I bench boost. Yeah, you're talking about yeah, I don't know which player you're talking about. Charles, Foden or Mbeumo. Nicolas Loberg, thank you so much for joining the stream. Really appreciate it. I think that I would go Foden. If I had to pick right now, I would go Foden because of the recent, the short-term fixtures. It is more of a risk, definitely. If you want to go safe, if you want to play long-term, I would go Mbeumo. But for the short-term, if you're okay with taking that risk, I would go Foden because, yeah, Burnley, he could just go massive, I think. Team, Verbruggen, Dubravka, Guehi, Virgil van Dijk, Konsa, Renildo, Salah, Njay, Bruno, Miley, Ramsey, Haaland, triple captain, Pedro Mateta, by Romero for Renildo. Bournemouth defender does not feel confidence, Leeds will score. I would go Senesi still because he's amazing for defensive contributions. I think that Senesi is the best probably cheap defender. And also Bournemouth were decent defensively, don't get me wrong. They had really tough fixtures and I'm impressed with Bournemouth. So I think that I would go Senesi long term over Romero. Also, Romero has good fixtures for the next 3 or 4, but after that you don't really want to have Romero long term, I think. That's what I would do, Dexter, but yeah. Lucas Hatchman, thank you so much for joining the stream. Richarlison, Bruno, and Njae, or João Pedro, Mbeumo, and Kudus. João Pedro, Mbeumo, Kudus is better for the long term. For the short term, Richarlison, Bruno, and Njae. I think that I would go Richarlison, Bruno, and Njae because I really like Bruno and Njae for the short term. Richarlison, he's great short term, but yeah, long term when Solanke is going to be back, when Kolo Muani maybe is going to play as a number 9, his minutes are not going to be great. Also, I like João Pedro and Kudus, but you have 2 penalty takers there with Bruno and Njae, so probably I would go the first option. I've triple captain Haaland for the past 2 seasons against newly promoted sides and he blanked both times. Third time the charm, yeah, probably he's going to do something, surely, right? Yeah. Delcroix. Okay, yeah, I just said that there are better options from my point of view than Delcroix, but yeah, yeah, okay, so he's 3.9 millions, right? Yeah, maybe something like that. Yeah, then just fine. I thought Delcroix is 4 million. Sorry, my mistake there. Then, yeah, then I understand it. Charles, Van de Ven. Sorry, not Van Dijk. I will have double Spurs defense. Also, Wolves look awful. So yeah, still Senesi. If you're going to have double Spurs defense after game week 9. after game week 8, 9, you're not going to feel so great with double Spurs defense. I mean, they were great. They improved from last season, definitely a lot. But I wouldn't want to have double Spurs defense for the long term, to be honest with you. But I guess it depends when you're going to use your wildcard or not. And how many free transfers you have. For this game week, I think that I prefer Spurs defense than Bournemouth, but both have decent fixtures this week, and Senesi is just better for defensive contributions than Romero or Van de Ven anyway, so yeah, I think that he's good. Senesi, again, I can't really talk too much about him. I'm wildcarding, he's a lock. He was one of the first names of my wildcard because he's just really good. I don't know, he's really consistent. He got defensive contributions every game week, and Bournemouth also, I was impressed with them this season, so yeah. I mean, they kept a clean sheet against Newcastle, right, last game week. So yeah, I think that he's great. Richarlison, Bruno, NNJ, or João Pedro, Mbeumo, Kudus on a wildcard. Yeah, I answered your question, Lucas Hatchman. If you want to see my answer, I think that I would go Richarlison, Bruno, and NNJ personally. But at some point, Richarlison's minutes are not going to be that great, so at some point you're going to need to deal with him. Yeah, both options look decent, don't get me wrong, but Bruno and NJ are swinging it for me because they are two penalty takers instead of Kudus and Mbeumo, for an example. So yeah, I would just go for the first option on a wildcard and see what you're going to do with Richarlison later on. Maybe you're going to buy João Pedro later on in game week 8 or 9, something like that, when the fixtures are going to be better for Chelsea. So yeah, if let me just show you something, guys. We have 1 hour and a half, so we still have some time. Okay, so here on Fantasy Football Hub, if you're interested in statistics, in things like that, you can see pretty much all of them. So someone, I think that Padayashi, asked me about the best defenders for defensive contributions. Now here, yeah, you don't see all the screen. Let me just put this custom so you can see, pick what data you want to see, and we're going to put here let's okay, so CBIT is defensive contributions, and here if you do this, you can see the defensive contributions for every player. So someone asked me about this. Senesi, as you can see here, he got the most CBIT this season, 65, and he got you can see, but on the right I have also the defensive contribution points. Tarkowski and Senesi, both of them got 10 defensive contribution points. Virgil van Dijk, Anderson, Agbadu, Ekdal, Richards, Chalobah, Van de Beng, and you can see all the list here. You can filter to the prices. So for an example, if we go under 5.5 millions, the best defenders for defensive contributions in the first 5 game weeks obviously are Senesi, Tarkowski, Anderson, Agbadu from Wolverhampton, but you don't really want to pick him on a wildcard, Ekdal from Burnley, Richards from Crystal Palace, Alderete is here on the 10th place or something like that. This is why I'm picking him on a wildcard. He's really good for defensive contributions. He got it in 3 games out of 5, so he got 6 points. So yeah, you can see all the stats here. The link to this browser, to this app, is into my description. Also, if you want to check it with my link, they have a discount, I think, at the moment. And what it's really nice about this app, if you're in a mini league, if you're competing in a mini league, you can buy a membership on this app, and if you're not going to win your mini league, they're going to give you your money back. So yeah, I find it really interesting. If you're really interested in winning your mini league, then it's going to be a win-win. Either if you're going to lose it, you're going to get your money back. If not, you're going to win the mini league. So yeah, obviously terms and conditions, you need to read them, and yeah, the league must not be formed by, I don't know, 200 people or 2000, something like that, I think. Hi Arthur Luxin, from here, who all should I start? Anderson, defender, Caicedo, Gyökeres, and Jay. So who should you start? Anderson from Fulham, Caicedo, Gyökeres, or Njae? I mean, I would start Gyökeres, I would start Njae, and I would start Caicedo probably from those four, sorry. Hi DJ Cian, thank you so much for joining. Really good to see you here. Should I take a -4 to bring in Gyökeres / Isak, and if so, which one? Or just start Gakpo this week instead? I would start Gakpo this week instead. Isak, I don't like the fixtures for Liverpool next to, honestly. I think that they are tough against Crystal Palace, against Chelsea. So I would just start Gakpo this game week and probably buy Gyökeres next game week. That's what I would do. Iwobi a good pick maybe over Njae. I would not go there, I think. He's a decent pick, but again, are his minutes going to be amazing all the time? Let me just move here and search Iwobi. Now you can see here his minutes. So yeah, he started all the games this season, you're right. 65, 90, 83, 75 and 79. He got 13 points in game week 5 against Brentford, but other than that he got 3, 1, 7, 2. So and also with defensive contributions, he's no near getting defensive contributions, Iwobi, so I would just go Njae. And yeah, at that price, 6.5 million, I would not go Iwobi. So yeah, this is just my opinion, but that's what I would do. Charles, thoughts on bringing Tottenham players like Kudus, Richarlison, Van de Ven in wildcard and move 2 of them after 2 game weeks? Yeah, the fixtures are great for Spurs. This is what I'm debating also, if I should go for someone like Kudus also. Again, if you're okay with moving them out, it's fine. The fixtures are great for Spurs in the next 3, 4, 5 game weeks. But usually my plan after wildcarding this game week would be to try to save as many transfers as possible, to try to be more flexible, because what happens if someone like Saka performs, if someone like Palmer performs, maybe someone like Mohamed Salah is going to be back in form, maybe someone like Isak is going to be really interesting as an option. You're going to need to be more flexible, so you can move players around at some point. This is what I think, at least at the moment. And with the defenders, the thing is, you don't want to make a lot of defenders transfers after the wildcard. That's why also in my first wildcard draft I didn't include any Spurs player, but at the moment I'm thinking about why not just have one to get these good fixtures, and then if I'm going to be stuck with Romero, I don't know, maybe looking to upgrade him to someone like Van Dijk at some point. And also I have good coverage, because the fixtures for Anderson are not great short term, you're going to see that, and are going to be better long term. So, and also Alderete is decent. If I need to play him, it's fine. Njae is on penalties and gives def cons, scores goals too. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, Njae, I would not. There aren't a lot of players I would go instead of going Njae, to be honest with you. Now, again, he's maybe not the most explosive player or something like that, but he has so many advantages to him. He's on penalties, he's getting decent minutes, he's not getting 90 minutes every game week, but he's getting good minutes. He's getting decent defensive contributions. He's cheap. So yeah, he's just great. I think that he's better than Grealish, to be honest with you, because you're saving a lot of money. Is it better to go for a Spurs player like Kudus or rather a defender from Spurs like Van de Ven or Romero? With the defenders, it's better to go with them because I think that you don't need to sell them right away. I mean, if you have someone like Van de Ven, when the fixtures are going to get worse for Spurs, you have other defenders on your bench to play them instead of him. So that's a little bit better. Now, depending which formation you have, 3-4-3, this is also what I'm debating. If I'm going to have Kudus, for an example, instead of Caicedo, that's just going to give me a benching headache every gaming. So yeah, Kudus again is a nice option. I'm thinking about him on my wildcard. I just don't know if I want to give me my that headache, you know. Hi Steve, thank you so much for joining. Every wildcard I've seen has Bruno. I don't think I can handle the pain of owning a United player again. I'm taking a punt on Eze, I think. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, it is a pretty template midfield, a pretty template team. I understand. The thing is, this is how I would have Palmer in my wildcard if he was fit, if he was okay to go. Now, because Palmer is out, because I'm not sure if I want to have Saka, because I'm going for Gyökeres instead of Saka, I think that the next two for Bruno are great. On penalties, on some set pieces, good for defensive contribution points. I don't have a problem with having Bruno, to be honest with you. Yeah, maybe he's not going to get you a hat-trick every gaming or something like that. Maybe he's going to play a more deeper role. But I just think that Bruno is okay. So, yeah. And Eze, again, I think that, again, I just saw a video from Andy, Let's Talk FPL, saying the same thing. Not a lot of people were thinking about having Eze when he was playing for Crystal Palace. I think that now there is a lot of hype about him because he transferred to Arsenal. And from my point of view, he's just not as good as an FPL option as he was from Crystal Palace. The fixtures are great from Arsenal, so he could be a great punt, but I'm just not sure about his minutes. Could he be benched in some of the next 5 game weeks? I think yes. Could he have some reduced minutes? Probably. And with Bruno Fernandes, you just don't need to have that problem. He's going to play every minute. So yeah, obviously he's more expensive. Obviously Eze is more cheaper, but they have Martinelli, they have Trossard, they have Nwaneri, they have the young guy, which I'm missing his name at the moment. So they have options in attack. Yeah, he played in the Carabao Cup, I think, Eze 83 minutes, something like that. So yeah, I don't know. It's okay, if you want to go there, it's not a problem, but yeah. Also, Ismail Assar could be a nice option on a wildcard if you like him. 6.4 millions, I think that is a great option. I just don't like the fixtures short term for Crystal Palace, so yeah, basically that's why I'm not going for him. That's completely fair point, to be fair. I mean, yeah, I guess I like Eze as a player. I just think that now he's a worse option than he was last season, to be honest with you. At Crystal Palace, you knew that he was playing 90 minutes every gaming. On set pieces, he took some penalties also. Now, obviously, I understand he's playing for Arsenal, a better team than Crystal Palace, but also the rotation risks are there. The same goes for Mbeumo, for Cunha. They were exceptional options last season because they were playing in at Wolverhampton. Cunha was the main man. Mbeumo was playing at Brentford. He was the main man. And also both of them were on penalties for in the last season, and they maybe just became a little bit worse options now at the moment. Obviously, they are also more expensive now this season. So yeah, at some point we're going to think about Cunha and Mbeumo for sure when the fixtures are going to be better. United are going to score more goals than Brentford and Wolverhampton. So yeah, why everyone picks Anderson when Fulham fixture is not that good? As I said before, if we move again here, you can't see the name. These are the defenders with the most CBIT, defensive contributions this season, and here is the first one is Senesi, Tarkovsky, the second one, and the third one is Anderson. So basically, this is why everyone picks Anderson on their team, because he's one of the best for defensive contributions in the game. He's top 3. He got 8 points bonus for defensive contributions. And if we look here, you're right, the fixtures for Fulham are not great short term, but after game week 10 they are going to be better. And if you're wildcarding, you don't think just for the next fixture. So yeah, Aston Villa away, you could argue it's a decent fixture considering Aston Villa were really bad at scoring goals. They scored 1 goal in 5 game weeks. Bournemouth away is okay. If you're forced to play him, it's okay. But yeah, I understand. These 4 fixtures, the next 4 are not amazing. But if you have some other defenders you can play instead of Anderson, that's perfectly fine. And after game week 10, you're going to have a really good player for defensive contributions. He has a little bit of an attacking threat. And the fixtures are going to be great for Fulham. And also I'm expecting Fulham to be a good defense. So yeah, that's why a lot of people are picking Anderson, and also myself. He's just a great option at 4.5 million. Hi DF, thank you so much for joining. Rizwan Ali, sorry I missed your question, I think. Sorry about that. Thank you so much for joining the stream, really appreciate it. You have Mitoma, Semenyo, Bruno, Stack, and Reinders in my wildcard draft. Which 3 would you start? I would start Semenyo, Bruno, and Reinders. In your case, Rizwan Ali, I would bench Stach and Mitoma for sure. That's what I would do at least. While picking transfer, is stats important or the vibe? I mean, I'm looking also at the stats, but yeah, again, I'm picking Gyökeres basically not because of his stats, because his stats were pretty bad. Obviously, they had some tough fixtures. Arsenal right against Liverpool, against Manchester City. So his stats were not amazing. I'm more picking him because he could be on penalties. I think that at least he's on penalties. We don't know for sure. Until Arsenal are going to have a penalty, we'll never know for sure. So again, I try to combine eye test with statistics when I'm picking players. Now, obviously, with these cheap defenders, I'm not really picking them for vibes, right? Senesi, Anderson, Richards. I look at some stats. I look how good they are for defensive contributions. I look how good is that team defensively and how likely are they to keep some clean sheets. And most likely I'm looking at the fixtures long term and how they are going to rotate with my other defenders. That's how I'm picking my defenders. And I'm going to show you right now after answering the questions how this team is looking in the future. If you didn't saw my team selection video, you're going to see it now. João Pedro, Grealish, Bruno, or Isak, Mbeumo, Ndiaye for free. Isak, Mbeumo, Ndiaye for a free. Yeah, for free I would go for Isak, I think. Although he's not going to play 90 minutes, yeah, on a free, why not? Bruno Grealish, João Pedro also sounds good, but yeah, for a free I would be tempted to go for Isak, to be honest with you. That's completely fair point, to be fair. Why everyone? Okay. Hi Dimitri Kut. Hey mate, thoughts on double Bournemouth defense? Truffert instead of Anderson. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I think that Bournemouth are a good defense. The fixtures are not great. I mean, they are mixed a little bit, so I don't know. At the moment, I'm picking the template. I think I'm going with these defenders who are decent for defensive contributions, because yeah, someone like Truffert could be great. At the moment, we just don't have really good attacking defenders, so that's the problem here. That's why these defenders are really interesting. For defensive contributions, because we don't have Trent Alexander-Arnold, we don't have Cancelo, Munoz is not getting a lot of attacking returns, Robinson is not the same as he was last season, so that's why at the moment everybody's going for these defensive contributions, cheap defenders, right? Yeah, I know it's boring to have a lot of center backs into your team, but this is the state of the game we're in at the moment. So yeah, also I would not double up, I think, on Bournemouth defense. I would try to spread the risk a little bit to have more options when Bournemouth are going to play City, so you're not going to be forced to play one of them. João Pedro, Grealish. Yeah, I would go for Isak Diev. Potential difference. Thank you so much for joining. Also, Jet Lions. Thank you so much again for joining. Dennis, I love the haircut. Yeah, thanks a lot. Yesterday, it was time for me to get a haircut, and yesterday was the day. Yeah, today, guys, I don't have my microphone. Hopefully, you can still hear me okay. I have a different setup. I'm not at home, but yeah, from the next game week. We're going to be back. Salah plus Mateta to Xavi, Simons, Gakpo, Bruno plus Haaland for free. Yeah, I would. If you can do Salah, Mateta to Bruno and Haaland, I would do that. Potential difference. Can you compare Gyökeres versus Evan Nilsson? I'm not convinced on Gyökeres and like the look of Evan Nilsson. I think that I would go Gyökeres. I mean, it's really tough to compare the both of them because one is 7 millions, I think. Evan Nilsson and Gyökeres is 9. So definitely I think that Gyökeres is the better pick if you have unlimited budget or something like that. One maybe is on penalties. Evan Nilsson is not on penalties. And yeah, one is playing for Arsenal. I like Evan Nilsson, but you have a better pick in Semenyo probably at Bournemouth, so I would just go Semenyo. If you want to double up, that's perfectly fine, but the fixtures also are better for Arsenal, so I would just go Gyökeres. I know he didn't impress me also, but he had tough fixtures. We don't know at the moment exactly what to expect from Gyökeres, so he's something of an unknown. The fixture this game week also is not great against Newcastle. But yeah, if you have unlimited budget, I would just pick Gyökeres instead of Evan Nilsson, I think. Thoughts on Gvardiol? Should I go for him or Porro, Tarkowski, Newcastle defenders? I think that Gvardiol is better than any Spurs defender and any Newcastle defender for the short term. At least the features are better. I think that City are going to keep some clean sheets. At some point when there are going to be a lot of games with Champions League, with Cups, maybe we could see him rotated in one game week or something like that. But again, if you want to pick a defender from Manchester City, probably Gvardiol is the most nailed one. So yeah, I would just pick him. But again, he's the most expensive from that list. So it really depends what do you want to do with your other budget. Arthur Lewan, Lakesin. And again, Tarkowski is the best in the game for defensive contributions. Yes, makes sense. I just want to be a bit differential, and Anderson seems like the guy to change. I mean, what is his ownership? Anderson is owned by 4.1% of people, so he's not like he's such highly owned. 4%. Now, obviously, those 4% probably are really engaged managers. But for an example, I'm looking here at the players. Trafford is owned at 2% of 2% of people. So yeah, you're right. He's more of a differential. But Anderson is not in so many teams like it seems. Obviously, it seems like everybody on YouTube has Anderson and everybody on Twitter has Anderson. But his ownership is just 4% at the moment, 3.9%. And indeed, two Bournemouth defenders will be risky. Yeah, on a wildcard, I just want to spread the risk a little bit to have more options. Because if one of my defenders is going to have a tough fixture, I want to be able to play others. Hey Dennis, good luck for the gaming. Hi Harlesville, thank you so much for joining the stream. Really good to see you here, and good morning also. We are 1 hour and 10 minutes and I didn't discuss anything about my team. So yeah, I might as well just do that. Also, hi Abu G81, thank you so much for joining. Please rate my wildcard team. For sure, man. Plan to bring Sakai next week for Foden and bench boosting game week 8. Petrovic, Van de Ven, Senesi, Anderson, Reinders, Bruno, Kudus, Semenyo, Foden, Haaland, Isak, okay, if you wanna go for Isak, that's perfectly fine. I just think that I just don't like the fixtures for Isak short term, so that's why he's not into my team. Bench Dubravka, Calafiori, Guyu. I mean, if you're planning to use your bench boost, I'm not sure if I would go for Guyu because you're not going to get any minutes out of him. Now, again, maybe you want a bench boost with Guyu, but I don't think that's the best usage of a bench boost personally. So, yeah. Saka for Foden, yeah, perfectly fine, but you're booking a lot of transfers, Abu, so I'm not really sure about this strategy. Other than that, your picks are great. If you want to go for Isak, that's perfectly fine. Again, personally, I'm going with Gyökeres, as you can see from the screen, so Dubravka, Calafiori, Guyu. Again, I would go for Gabriel if you have the money. I would go for other striker instead of Guyu, but yeah, other than that, your team looks okay. That's true, 4.1 is not a lot. Just seen him in all those wildcards and I feel everyone has him. Yeah, the same. I mean, it's looking like everybody has Anderson, Senesi. Let me just check. So Senesi is owned by, okay, 17%. He's probably the most popular one. Let's see, Richards, probably he is also owned by a lot of people. Richards from Crystal Palace is owned by 2.6%. So basically nobody has Richards from Crystal Palace. Van de Ven probably is more popular, 34% for Van de Ven. So yeah, he's also rising in price. Again, it seems like everybody has these players. And everybody is complaining about the template right now, but remember guys, not everybody is playing the wildcard this gaming. Probably 500,000 managers are playing the wildcard, something like that, but it's still, this template is still a differential somehow, because not everybody is going to have this player, right? If you're not wildcarding in Game Week 6, you're not going to have Semenyo, Bruno, Brian Sanjay, and Caicedo, for an example. So it's still a differential, I guess. Hi Chongal Tempa, thank you so much for joining the stream. Really appreciate it. Will Sanchez play? Yeah, I mean, I can guarantee you that maybe they are upset with him, but in terms of availability, Sanchez is available to play. He served his suspension in the cup, so probably he's going to play. If you have Sanchez, just play him. The fixture is decent. Hi Lawrence Corcoran, thank you so much for joining the stream. Really good to see you here. Good morning also. Gvardiol over Gabriel as a punt for Game Week 6. Yeah, could work out. I just want Gabriel long term and I just don't want to book so many transfers in the future. So yeah, guys, now let me just show you how this team is looking, right? This is Game Week 6 and then I'm going to show you what changes I'm thinking of making. So I'm going to play Romero, Gabriel, Senesi this game week. You could argue maybe Anderson is a better pick than Gabriel, but I'm just going to play Gabriel. If we move to Game Week 7 with this team, and we click Optimize here, we're going to have mostly look at the defenders, because there's why I want to show you the rotation. This is with a Spurs defender, that's why I have Romero at the moment. West Ham, Leeds, Fulham for Senesi, because I don't really want to play Anderson against Semenyo here in this fixture. Okay, so we're fine for Game Week 7. Just a second. So here also, João Pedro and Caicedo are going to play against Liverpool. Again, could you play someone like Anderson or maybe someone like Caicedo? I'm not really sure about that. If we move to Game Week 8 and click Optimize here, my defense is still okay. Fulham, Aston Villa for Romero, not the best fixture, and here I could play Alderete against Wolverhampton, or I could just play Senesi against Crystal Palace away, which is also a decent fixture, and he's good for defensive contribution, so I'm okay with my defense until Game Week 8. In Game Week 9, let me just, yeah, so in Game Week 8 I'm going to have Unjay against Man City. Here I could play Caicedo if I want against Nottingham Forest away, but yeah, not such a big deal. In Game Week 9, Senesi against Forest at home, Romero against Everton, Gabriel against Palace. Yeah, and I'm going to bench Anderson and Alderete, so fine also for Game Week 9. Game Week 10, Arsenal, Raya, Gabriel against Burnley, Anderson against Wolverhampton at home, and yeah, Romero, Senesi are going to have tough fixtures against Chelsea and Man City. Here I could play Alderete against Everton at home, which is not the end of the world. Game Week 11, if we go, Romero against Man United, or here I could play Senesi against Aston Villa away, depending how I feel about that game week. But Gabriel, Raya, Sunderland, Anderson, Everton away, decent. And here we go to game week 12. So I'm pretty okay with my defense for a lot of game weeks if I'm going to go with this formation, if not any injuries are not going to occur. In game week 12, Arsenal are going to play against Spurs, so not amazing. I can play Anderson against Sunderland, Senesi against West Ham, perfectly fine. Romero against Sunderland, against Arsenal, Alderete against Fulham. I could play him maybe, but probably I'm just going to play double Arsenal defense. So again, from this point onwards, I'm going to want to maybe make some changes, maybe buy some Liverpool players. In terms of defense, I'm talking here. But if not, this team is going to be decent for a lot of game weeks. As you can see here, game week 14, Gabriel, Brentford, Senesi, Everton, Romero, Newcastle, decent. Game week 15, yeah. If you guys, please let me know about your opinion. Do you found a better rotation than these defenders? That's also someone like Richards, I really like as a player, as a cheap defender, and he's also good for defensive contributions, but also I don't see a lot of problems for this defense. Now, obviously, if I would go for someone like Tarkowski, I don't really like the features for Everton, that's the only problem. Hi Dennis, in a wildcard, would you have Stach and Njae or Kudus and Dewsbury Hall? I would go Stach and Njae because Dewsbury Hall is on 4 yellow cards, and I think that Njae is a better pick than Kudus, but yeah, Ayush Shezra, thank you so much for joining the stream also, really appreciate it. Hi Mikey, hi Mr. Blanky, thank you so much guys for joining, good morning everyone. Which three do I play? Porro, Nico Williams, Senesi, Munoz and Anderson. So you need to play three. I would play Porro, I would play Senesi, and I would play Nico Williams. Probably, and I would bench Munoz and Anderson, I think. That's what I would do. Again, if you want to play Anderson, I would play him instead of Nico Williams. If you're not sure about Nico Williams, Mr. Blanky, this is my team. I have to free transfer. Who to bench? Should I transfer out Sanchez? No, if you have Sanchez, just roll the transfer. Probably he's going to play anyway. He's available to play, so yeah. Virgil van Dijk, Chalobah, Van de Ven, Semenyo, Kudus, Mbeumo, Reinders, Wood, Haaland, triple captain, Evan Nilsson, bench Dubravka, and that's it. I think that I would roll. If you have two free transfers, I would roll the transfer. You have a really good team for game week 6, so yeah. You're benching Dubravka. Yeah, I like your team, Mikey. I would just roll the transfer. It's looking great. So yeah, guys. Now, if we move back to game week 6, what I could do here. Let's see if I'm going to have Tarkowski. How this team is going to look like. So I'm going to have him against West Ham at home, which is a nice fixture. If we move to game week 7, Tarkowski, Crystal Palace at home, Senesi, Gabriel, decent also. If we move to game week 8, Tarkowski is going to play against Man City, Anderson against Arsenal, Senesi against Crystal Palace. I could just play him here, but again I would be forced to play Wolverhampton. Alderete against Wolves. Game week 9, Tarkowski against Spurs at home, not the best fixture. Game week 10, Tarkowski against Sunderland, I would play him again instead of Alderete. So in Game Week 10 we're fine. So this is why I don't really want to go for Tarkowski. You see, Fulham here I would play him instead of, I don't know. Here I'm going to have a benching headache instead of Anderson probably or Senesi. In Game Week 12, Tarkowski against Man United away, another really not great fixture. Gabriel Tottenham. So yeah, it's not such a big problem to play Tarkowski obviously if you have him, but I just don't like the fixtures. Game Week 13, Tarkowski against Newcastle at home. So this it just didn't work. If I want to put Tarkowski in, he's also much more expensive than someone like Romero or Van de Ven, and his fixtures are really bad. In Game Week 14 against Bournemouth away, again not amazing. In Game Week 15, Tarkowski against Forest at home, this is where the fixtures probably are going to get a little bit better for him, but yeah. Game Week 16 against Chelsea away. If we look at the fixtures for Tarkowski, let's say West Ham is okay? Crystal Palace at home, it's nice. If you have to play him, not a big problem, but I can see Crystal Palace scoring. I can see Man City scoring against Everton. I can see Spurs scoring against Everton. Sunderland, Fulham, let's say it's okay. Then it's Man United, then it's Chelsea, then it's Newcastle. Again, I don't see so many clean sheets for Tarkowski in the short to medium term, to be honest with you. Again, he's amazing for defensive contributions, so I don't mind. If you want to go for him, he's a great option. But for almost the same price, I could go for someone like Romero. Not the same price. So for a cheaper price, I could go for Romero, who, yeah, he's not that good for defensive contributions, but he has better fixtures short term. He's playing probably in an arguably better defense than Everton. So this is my dilemma at the moment. And I don't really understand why everyone is going for Tarkowski, but yeah. Guehi, Cash and Palmer, thanks so much, my bro. No problem, Mikey. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Really appreciate it. So on the bench you have Guehi, Cash and Palmer. Yeah, I would bench all of them because yeah, the features are just not really good for them. And with Palmer, again, you could look to sell. He's going to be out until Game Week 8, as you can see for my info news section. But if you want to keep Palmer, you can also do that. Maybe you're going to get some price drops. It really depends what you want to do, how much money you have. If you want to sell Palmer, probably I would sell for someone like Bruno Fernandes or something like that. Thoughts on when to do bench boost with your current team? I used my bench boost in Game Week 5, so that's also, I don't really care about bench boost. A lot of people probably are going to use the bench boost in Game Week 8. That's a really nice opportunity for you to do that. But for my team, I used mine in Game Week 5. I got it out of the way so I can concentrate on not having a lot of good options on my bench. So yeah, now this is what I can do. If, for an example, I'm going to, I don't know, have Richards here, let's say, and save the cash, then I'm going to have 1.3 million in the bank. I would need to play Anderson against Aston Villa at home, which is not such a big problem. Let's move to see how this rotation is looking like. So yeah, Richards, Everton, it's okay. In Game Week 8, Richards against Bournemouth, not amazing because I have also Semenyo. So again, probably all these defenders are decent, so don't get me wrong. If you want to go Richards, if you want to go Tarkowski, if you want to go Anderson, all these cheap defenders are decent. If you need to play them, so be it. Here I'm going to have some problems in Game Week 9 if I'm going to go for Richards because, yeah, Arsenal away, and also my other defenders have tough fixtures. In Game Week 10, we're fine. In Game Week 11, we're also fine. In Game Week 12, yeah, we're really good here. I could even play someone like Richards against Wolves instead of Gabriel here. In Game Week 13, we're not really that fine. In 14, we're really good. So yeah, basically you're okay. Again, at some point you're going to have some tough fixtures and you're not going to need to play your defenders in some tough fixtures. But at the moment with my formation, oh no, I refreshed the page and yeah, okay, I lost. At the moment with a Spurs defender, I found it something like a little bit the best rotation for me. And also I like the fixtures for Spurs short term. I think that they are good defense. Believe it or not, Denis, Benjo, Pedro or Semenyo. Why? But why Mbaz? I've now we heard some rumors about João Pedro only trained yesterday, I think, with Chelsea team, so he's maybe going to be a risk for Game Week 6. Maybe he's not going to get that good minutes, so in that case I would just bench João Pedro and play Semenyo. So yeah. Now please let me know, guys, if you found a better way to to have your defenders on the wildcard. Yeah, please let me know. I'm really curious. And what do you think about my rotation at the moment? Let me just check if we have anything new on Twitter. So there is a little risk with João Pedro. I think that he's going to start still, but yeah. I would play Semenyo, I think, in that case. On penalties, if Clivert is going to be out, probably play 90 minutes, so yeah. Now, what I also want to show you, what I can do also is, yeah, if you're going to wait again to make my team back as it was, Semenyo, Bruno Fernandes, Gyökeres, Romero. Yeah, I mean, you know, I could just use a screenshot to make this team, but yeah, I'm old-fashioned, I guess. Senesi, Njae, and was my last midfielder. Yeah, was Caicedo, and we're going to talk a little bit about him. I think Krejci to Anderson as a 4.5 defender for the upcoming fixtures. Yeah, good shout. But I just don't rate the Wolverhampton defense, to be honest with you. The fixtures are great. He is a really attacking defender, I know that. Brighton, Sunderland, Burnley, decent. But again, I'm not going to play Anderson in the next few fixtures. That's the thing. I want Anderson long term, so yeah. But good shout. Krejci is a really, a really interesting defender. I think Krejci, yeah. Hello, I have Kudus and Johnson starting. Should I bring Gakpo in for one of them? I mean, you can bring someone like Reinders, someone like Njae, someone like Semenyo, or someone like Gakpo if you want, but I'm not sure about Gakpo's minutes in the long run. That's the only problem. Hi Emery, thank you so much for joining. Really good to see you here. Good morning also. Thanks a lot for joining the stream, guys. Also, remember to give a like to this stream, subscribe if you're not here. It would really mean a lot and I really appreciate it. And thanks again for joining. So, yeah, I would sell Johnson probably, Swag Banana. And yeah, if you want to buy Gakpo, fair enough. I think that is a decent option. Should I triple captain Haaland? I think that I would, Emery. I think that I would use my triple captain. Now I'm on a wildcard, so I can't do that, but if I had the opportunity, probably I would use it. Again, with the triple captain, I think that everybody is giving too much importance to the chip. It's not such a big deal. For an example, everybody is going to use the triple captain on Haaland. I'm just going to captain him, and it's not going to be such a big difference, you know? I mean, if you're going to score 15 points with your triple captaincy, I'm going to score 10. So the difference is just 5 points. It's not such a big deal. But yeah, it could work out. It could not. Haaland could score a hat-trick against Burnley, or he could score just 1 point, or get one goal and 1 assist. I would use it. This is the main idea. If I had the opportunity to use the triple captain, I would activate it on Haaland. He's fit. He has the best fixture against Burnley. Yeah. Good luck. Thank you so much, XTI 2020. Good luck to you also. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Burn for Gabriel, defensive contributions plus covering Newcastle defense. I mean, Burn didn't get defense defcons every gaming, but he's better than Gabriel for sure. I just want to go for double Arsenal defense. That's the thing on a wildcard. I think that Arsenal are the best defense in the Premier League. I think that they're going to get a lot of clean sheets, so it's not that deep. Yeah, Gabriel is not great for defensive contributions, but we know that he can score goals also from set pieces. So I like Gabriel, and also I don't really need to save the money from Gabriel to burn. I don't really want to make. We're going to discuss about that in a minute, about if I want to upgrade Caicedo or not. What's up, Dennis? Is this your final team? And if not, which changes are you planning on making? I just thought about some changes. I think that I'm pretty set up with my defense. I need to think if I want to upgrade that Caicedo spot to someone like Kudus. This is the only thing I'm thinking at the moment. My midfield, other than that, is set up. My attack is set up. I'm not going to change it now. So yeah, this is kind of my final team. Maybe instead of Caicedo is going to be Kudus. Instead of Romero, maybe someone like Van de Ven. But yeah. Doku or Foden, I would go Foden, Emery. I'm starting Pope in my wildcard team, and I have Rolfs of Sunderland as my substitute keeper. Thoughts? Sunderland is playing against... Just a second. Against Nottingham Forest. So it's tough. It's tough. I mean, Newcastle were amazing defensively, Rizwan Ali, so there is a chance they're going to keep a clean sheet against Arsenal. Nottingham Forest are scoring decent goals at the moment. So I would not be that sure about Sunderland keeping a clean sheet. I think that I would start Pope. Yeah, to be honest with you, I think that I would start Pope. The same as you think. So yeah, I agree with you, Rizwan Ali, on that one. Hi Rohi Dubi, thank you so much for joining the stream. Start one of Goodmanson, Lacroix, Diouf. I would not start Lacroix. I think Goodmanson against Bournemouth. To be honest with you, I would be tempted to start Diouf if you want to take a punt, because he's good for attacking returns. But if not, I think that I would just start Lacroix, because probably he's going to get a lot of defensive contributions against Liverpool, and he's also good in the air from corner. So I think that I would start Lacroix if you want to go safe. Rohi Dubi, but yeah, not expecting clean sheets probably for any one of them, really. Goodmanson, Lacroix, Diouf, so you might as well just go for Lacroix because he's the best one for defensive contributions. Hi Thomas Otto, thank you so much for joining. Good morning. Thank you so much, guys. 18 people, really appreciate it on this live stream. I have Sels and Milenkovic, but nervous with double Nottingham. Would you consider Lacroix or Goodmanson for defensive contributions instead? I mean, I'm not sure if there was an injury problem with Milenkovic or something like that. I would consider Lacroix. As I said before, I think that he's going to get defensive contributions. And to be honest with you, Crystal Palace could even keep a clean sheet against Liverpool. I think that they are that good defensive-wise. Now, probably Liverpool are going to score, but still, it's not going to be a 3-4-0 for Liverpool. I don't think so. I think that if I had double Nottingham Forest, I would start both of them. To be honest, I'm not sure if Milenkovic had some injury problems or something like that. So if you want to go safe, just go for Lacroix, I think, because I think that Lacroix is going to get def cons against Liverpool for sure. Thomas, Otto. In an ideal situation, I would start both Nottingham Forest defenders. But yeah, if you have some fears about starting both of them, because Nottingham Forest also didn't keep a lot of clean sheet this season, yeah, you can do that. Milenkovic, yeah. Let me just see if we have any news. I think that Man United are playing are the kickoff, right? João Pedro or Njae, who to start? I think that I would start Njae, Harshik, Kopra, just because we had some doubts about João Pedro this morning. He trained for Chelsea just yesterday, so maybe his minutes are going to be reduced. In that case, probably I would start Njae, but usually I would start João Pedro, I think. But again, with Njae, you know that he's 100% on penalties. He has a better fixture at home. So I would start Njae, I think. You think Isak will start? Yeah, I think that Isak is going to start since Ekitike can't. But I don't think that he's going to play 90 minutes, so I don't think that it's a rush to buy Isak right now. The next two fixtures I don't really like for Liverpool. Palace and Chelsea are not the fixtures you really want a striker. But yeah, Bruno or Bukayo Saka. I mean, for the next two, for the short term, I would go Bruno Fernandes, I think. Long term, probably Bukayo Saka. But also he's more expensive, so you need to consider also that. FPL guy. Oh, sorry, I missed your questions, FPL guide. Sorry for that. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Raya or Pope? I prefer Raya. I prefer having double Arsenal defense. But yeah, if that's going to help you make some upgrades elsewhere, then yeah, just do that. Van de Ven plus Minte, better than Romero plus Caicedo. Maybe, I mean, arguably maybe, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that because Romero and Caicedo are better for defensive contributions. Now, again, I understand Minte, he's a really exciting option from Brighton with a lot of attacking threat than someone like Caicedo. I get that. Yeah, I'm not... I could go Van de Ven and Kudus instead of Romero and Caicedo. Njae or Grealish? Njae for me. He's cheaper, he's on penalties, better for def cons. Again, Grealish looked great also, but Grealish also can't play in Game Week 8. So if you're going to need to play Grealish in Game Week 8, you can't because he can't play against Manchester City. So you need to think also about that. Hi Yasin. Hi. Thank you, Dennis. No problem, FPL guy. Thank you so much. Sorry for missing your question. I didn't saw it. Sorry. Bruno plus Foden plus Calafiori plus Petrovic or Foden plus Mbeumo, Gabriel, Vicario. The option with Gabriel, when I see Gabriel, I like more than option than going for Calafiori because I think that we could see some rotation with Calafiori, with Timber. They are not guaranteed to start every game. That's at least my opinion now. I could be wrong there. So Foden, Mbeumo, Gabriel, Vicario. I think I would go with that option, Yasin, Busabat. But again, I like more Bruno Fernandes than Mbeumo. I like Foden, and you have Vicario or Petrovic. I would go Vicario, I think. Milenkovic is unflagged on the app, just checked. Yeah, not on the app. I just saw some comments about him, but maybe I'm wrong about that. So probably he's just going to play Milenkovic. Would you buy Gvardiol or Tarkovsky? That's a tough question, but because I don't really like the fixtures for Tarkovsky, probably I would go Gvardiol. but again, he's more expensive, so you need to see which one you can afford more. So yeah, probably Gvardiol for me if you have the unlimited budget. Want to hear a sad story? I was at 800k overall at Sunday morning, then Renilo gave you -2 and Haaland scored. So who kept him? I got Red Arrow to 1.97 millions. I mean, I'm at 3.2 million, so your rank looks amazing compared to mine, Dexter. But yeah, it is what it is. I got also Sanchez, who got -3 points or something like that. So yeah, not amazing. Also for me, Wirtz was benched. Xavi Simons was benched, so my punt for Gimmick 5 was horrible. But yeah. Now, hi Ahmed Badawi, Njay or Kudus? Short term, I think that Kudus might be better than Njay. Long term, I would go Njay. On a wildcard, I would go for Njay, I think. But both of them are great. Dexter, I'm at 6.2. Villa Boys screwed me. Yeah, I had Villa Boys also. Rogers and Watkins, so it is okay, sire. Yeah, talking about Kudus, if we move back to my team, what I can do... Just a second. Let's move to transfers. So what I can do here, I have 0.7 millions in the bank. Now, why I'm a little bit... I was really stupid last night because Kudus rised in price, and I didn't know that I would consider Kudus, to be honest with you, this morning. And yeah, I didn't get him on my wildcard, but I still... what I can do is to have Van de Ven here instead of Romero, and buy... Okay, so I will have the exact funds to... Oops, yeah, okay. I will have the exact funds to do that. To upgrade Caicedo to Kudus and Romero to Van de Ven. Now, obviously, it sounds better, right? Kudus and Van de Ven. But the problem is where I'm going to have a big benching headache. Now, obviously, if I'm going to go for Kudus, probably I'm just going to bench Gyökeres this gaming. I mean, I like this team also, so please let me know what do you think about it. Would you do it? 1.9 million crying, damn. Yeah, I mean, 1.9 million, 1.1 is Dexter, so you're in a good position. Dexter, don't worry. Start Anderson or Gabriel. I would start Gabriel, I think. I think that Arsenal can keep a clean sheet against Newcastle. Newcastle weren't great offensively in the last game week, so I mean, it doesn't really matter. Arsenal are the best defense in the Premier League, so I would still start Gabriel. Anderson also. They could keep a clean sheet against Aston Villa, but I can see Aston Villa more likely scoring against Fulham than Newcastle scoring against Arsenal, but yeah, that's just my opinion. So yeah, guys, please let me know what would you do here. I mean, I will not have any money in the bank if I'm going to go with this strategy. But I'm going to have a strong squad. And probably I'm going to just save some transfers in the weeks, in the coming weeks. Definitely, Kudus and Van de Ven sounds better than Caicedo and Romero, right? So yeah, it is an option. Definitely, very good squad. Yeah, it's just Ahmed Badawi. Let's just see how this would actually look like, right? So to see if I'm going to play Kudus, let's put here Kudus. and here Van de Ven. So yeah, this would be my team. Probably I'm going to play, I mean not probably, I think that I can't bench Kudus against Wolverhampton at home if I'm going to go with him. So I'm just going to bench Gyökeres this game week. It doesn't feel great, to be honest, to bench Gyökeres, but yeah. And I'm going to have 2 players from Spurs. And if we move, the team for this week looks great. And also here is Raya, not Sanchez, so now if we move to game week 7, let's see, optimize. Here I'm going probably to play Van de Ven instead of Anderson. Kudus against Leeds. Again, I'm going to need to make a decision here. Probably play Kudus instead of someone like Reinders or Njae, probably, or instead of someone like João Pedro. So that would actually be helpful here, to be honest with you. My team: Pope, Dubravka, Senesi, Gabriel, Richards, Anderson, Van de Ven, Reinders, Kudus, Saka, Semenyo, Stach, Gyökeres, Haaland, João Pedro. Suggestions. This is a wildcard team, right? Because it's looking great. Yeah, I would go Raya. Again, Pope is a nice option also if you don't have the money for Raya. I like it. I like Senesi, I like Gabriel, I like Richards. It's almost my defense, right? You don't have... you don't have Alderete. You're going with a really good defense. I mean, all your defenders are 4.5 or more. So, yeah, I don't know. How many free transfers do you have? One. Just one. Sadly, Aditya. So, again, yeah, I'm wildcarding, but I don't have any free transfers. That's the plan would be to save a lot of free transfers after wildcarding, after this gaming. Hi Flash, thank you so much for joining the stream, really appreciated. Best 4.3 option for defenders. So basically, you're saying the best 4 million defender. Now I'm going for Alderete. The best ones are Alderete, Mukiele, Rodon, and Gudmundsson. From my point of view, I think. Now you could go for Reinildo also, but I would go for Alderete because he's decent for defensive contribution. So that would be my pick. This is the pick I would go. I will go on a wild card. After international break, would you make Bruno to Foden or Palmer? Depends if I'm going to have the money. But yeah, I guess not here. If we move back here, I could go Bruno to Palmer, let's say, in game week 8, in game week 9. If I'm going to want Palmer, obviously, against Sunderland, and I could just sell Kudus at that point to a 5.3 midfielder. So, yeah, someone like Dewsbury Hall or something like that. So, yeah, probably that would be the plan, but the main plan would be to try to save some transfers. Let's see when Palmer is going to be back fit. So, yeah. I'm fighting between Saka and Bruno. I got Gyökeres. If you got Gyökeres, I would just go Bruno, I think, and go double Arsenal defense. But again, it's not going to be such a big difference between Gyökeres and Bukayo Saka. I think with Saka, we just don't know. If I was 100% sure Saka would be on penalties, probably I would just go Saka. But because I think that there is a big chance Gyökeres is going to be on penalties, I'm going to go Gyökeres. So, and also he's the number 9. So yeah, Saka could be also, is going to be on some set pieces. For the next 2 fixtures, I don't think that Saka's minutes are going to be that good. After game week 7, after game week 8, then it's when Saka is going to be great. And yeah, I want to be flexible, because if someone like Palmer, someone like Saka, someone like Mohamed Salah are going to start performing well in a couple of weeks, I want to be able to get him. Pope, Anderson, Tarkovsky, Senesi, Van de Ven, Semenyo, Bruno, Reinders, Pedro, Haaland, Captain, Gyökeres is my wildcard team. Yeah, looking great. I don't see your bench players, but your starting 11 is looking great. So you're playing a 4-4-2, right? Yeah. No, 4-3-3. Semenyo, Bruno, Reinders. Yeah. Your team, your wildcard team looks great, Rizwan Ali, so no complaints here from me. I think that's just a great team. So yeah, if we move back to Game Week 7, if I'm going to go with this team, I could use Kudus and bench João Pedro against Liverpool, which is nice. If we go to Game Week 8, I could bench Njae against Man City away, which is also decent. Yeah, I think that I'm tempted now to go with this option with Kudus, because it's going to give me more squad depth, and yeah, I like it, to be honest with you, to be more flexible with which defenders you're going to play. If I'm going to go for Caicedo, yeah, it's okay. He's going to get 3, 4, 5 points at a minimum every gaming, but I will never get that impression of starting Caicedo every gaming. So yeah, here I could play also Kudus against Everton or Njae against Tottenham. Gaming 10. The fixtures are not going to be that good for Tottenham, but I have my other players who can play instead of them. Game 11, Man United at home is not a big problem. I could play Kudus instead of Reinders against Liverpool, which is nice. Game 12, Kudus against Arsenal away, not great. Yeah, other than that, team looks okay. Yeah, I think that I'm going Kudus, guys. The only problem is benching Gyökeres this game, which I don't really like, but yeah, it is what it is. At this point in game week 14, 12, I'm going to make some transfers, definitely, so yeah, the fixtures long term for Spurs are not great, but short term they are good, and yeah, I would like to have some players from Spurs. I'm planning to use wildcard in maybe Game Week 8, so what are your thoughts on getting Kudus Xavi for Salah for a free transfer? I would not use the transfer, because potential difference, it is also really nice if you're going to have some free transfers after your wildcard. I would love to have more. I don't have any, so after I'm going to use my wildcard, I'm still going to have just one. So I don't think that it is worth to waste that transfer to sell Salah to Xavi Simons. Bearing in mind, someone like Mohamed Salah could score 1-2 goals, I don't know, against Crystal Palace all season penalties. I would not make that transfer. I think that it is a waste of a transfer, because it's going to be really useful for you in the future. So if you're going to have 3 free transfers, 2 free transfers, and you wildcard, after the wildcard you're still going to have those free transfers, and I think that's just really nice to have. So I think that I would keep Mohamed Salah, at least for this game week. If you want to sell him against Chelsea in game week 7, fair enough, but Against Palace, I would keep him, I think. Right now, also that everybody is selling Mohamed Salah, I think that it's nice that you have him. He is some kind of a differential, probably, a little bit. Hey Dennis, what differential do you like the most? I mean, differential. I'm not really sure which are my differentials in my team. Njaya is owned by 11%. Senesi, yeah. I mean, probably I don't have differentials. Alexander Isak. If you're talking about Gaming 6, I like Alexander Isak. I like Foden. I like Bowen as a differential. The fixtures for West Ham are going to be really good at some point. I mean, real soon. And I like him as a differential. So, Isak, Bowen, Foden. Bukayo Sakai, if he's a differential. Kudus probably is not a differential. Yeah, no, don't mind that. So yeah, I don't know what to do. The thing is, I'm not going to have any money in the bank if I'm going to make those options. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Let's say Van de Ven here, 4.7 millions. Hey Dennis, oh yes. Also, thanks for joining. Ibrahima Alai, Tanish, thanks so much for joining. Malbert, good morning everyone. Raya Dubravka, Timber, Anderson, Senesi, Richards, Esteve. I would not go for Esteve. I would not go for double Burnley defense, pretty much. Reinders, Foden, Bruno, Semenyo, and Jae. Really like that midfield. Haaland, Gyökeres, Richarlison. Not sure on the Foden, Reinders midfield. Double up. Thoughts on that. And overall wildcard. Yeah, I would not go for double Burnley defense. I would try to find a way to have Gabriel instead of Timber if you can. I just don't really like Timber's minutes. But yeah, other than that, I would go for Alderete, I would go for Mukiele, Rodon instead of Esteve. And Richarlison is a nice short-term punt, but I would try to have Gabriel instead of Timber. Those are my doubts on your wildcard team at the moment. So Reinders and Foden is okay. Probably you're not going to keep Foden forever, right? But for the next few fixtures, they are great. Sub Dennis, are you still gonna sell Romero and Caicedo to Van de Ven and Kudus? That's what I'm thinking at the moment, yes. Because it just helps me a little bit with... I thought it would give me a benching headache in midfield, but it's looking like... yeah. I like Van de Ven, Caicedo more, save some money and no sub headaches. Yeah, but the thing is, Kudus is going to help me short term when João Pedro is going to play against Liverpool, when NJ is going to play against City. I don't know. And if I'm going to go for Caicedo, I might as well just go for a 4.4 million midfielder, because the truth is I'm not going to play Caicedo a lot of times. But if I'm going to have Kudus, I don't know. Potter removed. Okay. I mean, I knew it's going to be a possibility real soon. So, yeah. Yeah, Potter is sucked. Yeah, no problems for us at the moment yet. Malbert, Van de Ven, Anderson, Senesi, Gabriel, Semenyo. Jair, Salah, Reinders, João Pedro, Haaland, bench Dubravka, Caicedo, Mukiele, Marguio. Yeah, I really like your team. Malbert, not too much to say about it. I like all your picks. João Pedro, Haaland. Yeah, the bench order is also correct. I don't think I clarified earlier. Should I bring in Burn for either Van Dijk, Munoz or Poro, or should I play all four? Should I bring in Burn for Virgil van Dijk, Munoz or Poro? No, I would roll the transfer, I think. I would try to... Or bring in your starting 11 Burn, you mean? I would try to not play Munoz against Liverpool if you can. But Poro, Van Dijk, for sure I would play them. What do you think about my team? So yeah, Malbert, I like your team. Not too much to say about it. Really good starting 11. If you want to go for Marguio to save some cash, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, I like your team. Double Arsenal defense, really pretty template, similar to mine. Yeah, I like it. Do we target Everton defenders now? To be honest with you, I don't really see the hype about Everton defenders. Maybe it's just me. I mean, Tarkowski is amazing for defensive contributions, but I don't like the features for Everton, so definitely I would not target any other defender than Tarkowski if you really want to go there. So yeah, hi Haoni, thanks so much for joining. Good to see you here. Thanks for joining the stream. Bench Van Nilsson, Gakpo or Kudus? Oh my god, that's a tough question. Surely you can't... Oh, okay, so you need to bench just one. I would play Kudus, and if you have Semenyo, I would bench Van Nilsson. If you don't have Semenyo, I would play Van Nilsson instead of Gakpo, I think. So yeah, I honestly think Kudus would be a good pick. Spurs at home always deliver. Yeah, I mean, definitely he's good for short term. It's just if that's going to block me making some moves in the future. But again, if I'm going to be stuck with this team, it's looking pretty decent for the next, I don't know, 5-8 game weeks. And at that point, I'm going to have some free transfers to make some changes. So... No problem, Haoni. Thank you so much for joining the stream. If you're new around here, yeah, please consider leaving a like, guys. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoy my content in general. It is really appreciated. Hi, Matthew. McFarlane, thank you so much for joining. Going for differential this week. Should I captain Pedro Porro or Gvardiol? I think that I would go for Gvardiol. I mean, definitely Pedro Porro is the more attacking defender, but he wasn't really that attacking this season. So I think that I would go for... I mean, is Gvardiol going to make defensive contributions against Burnley? Probably not. I don't know. The better chance of getting a clean sheet, although both of them probably are going to keep a clean sheet, is Gvardiol, I think. I wouldn't captain a defender, but if you want to go super different, yeah, just go with the vibe. Whichever player you're feeling. Pedro Porro, Gvardiol are all decent picks for this game week. Gvardiol is decent from set pieces. Pedro Porro is more attacking in open play. Yeah, it's pretty much a coin toss. If I would captain one, probably I would go Gvardiol, but again, like this is easier to get to Salah or Palmer if you need them. I mean, I can get to Palmer even with this. If I'm going to have 2 free transfers, I can just sell Bruno Fernandes to Palmer and Kudus to a cheap midfielder. I can do that. So I don't think that I should just... I don't know. What are your plans this game week? I'm wildcarding. This is my wildcard team at the moment, and I'm debating whether to go for Kudus, Van de Ven, or Romero Caicedo. Or I could go Van de Ven Caicedo, doesn't really matter. I have the exact funds to go for this combination, so I'm not going to have any money in the bank, but the plan, obviously, I'm not going to make a transfer next game week. I can guarantee you that right now. So I'm going to roll the transfer in game week 7 for sure with this team. Yeah, let's just make these transfers and see if I'm going to change my mind. Oh no. The problem is I'm benching Gyökeres this week, which doesn't sounds great, but yeah, I think that Kudus is a better pick this week. Anyway, yeah, the team looks good. Would you bench any other player instead of Gyökeres here from my team? Maybe Njae, maybe Reinders, maybe João Pedro. Yeah, I'm not sure. True, both look good. We need to know Sep. Yeah, I mean, sorry guys. Yeah. Both ways is decent. Romero likes to get yellow card now and then, so why Romero? I mean, Romero is better for defensive contributions than Van de Ven. That's pretty much my only reasoning, and also his injury record is not that bad. But yeah, both are good. Let me just see if we have any other news. Erling Haaland starts. If you had some doubts about that, yeah. If you want to use a triple captain on Haaland, I would do it if you can. But yeah, Erling Haaland starts. I see from a source here now on Twitter. Again, it's not 100% guarantee, but yeah. Good morning, Dennis. Good morning, Nix. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Really appreciate it. If you wasn't on wildcard, would you use the triple captain? Yeah. I said it on the stream. If I wasn't using my wildcard, I would use the triple captain, I think, on Haaland. He is going to start. This is the best fixture he's going to get all season. Now, again, it could work out. It could not. You can't really know 100% for sure if he's going to blank or not, but the fixtures is there, the form is there, he's playing good, he's at home against Burnley. I think that I would use the triple captain and not think too much about it, to be honest. Gaming with Cobble Monster, thank you so much for joining the stream. Bench 1, Strand Larsen, Xavi Simons, Watkins. I think that I would bench Strand Larsen for sure. I would bench Strand Larsen in that case. Yeah, Watkins was horrible, but still, Strand Larsen is playing against Spurs. He is not going to play 90 minutes. They are still managing him his minutes, so Xavi Simons and Watkins for me. Now I'm really sad I didn't get the price rise from Kudus last night. Really stupid for me. I don't know. I was what I was thinking. Obviously not enough about FPL. but it is what it is. At least I can afford him. So yeah, no other news yet on Twitter. Yeah, I think that I'm going to go this way, guys. You think Pedro outscores Gyökeres this gaming? I mean, he has a better fixture, yeah, against Brighton. I'm just not sure about his minutes, João Pedro. But yeah, definitely, if I would be 100% sure João Pedro is going to play 90 minutes or something like that, I think that he's a better pick this week than Gyökeres. Newcastle were really good defensive-wise, so I don't see Arsenal scoring a lot of goals against Newcastle, especially away at St James Park. So yeah, no problem, Nix. Hopefully your Haaland is going to get a lot of goals. Yeah, and good luck everyone in this gaming. If you're leaving, leave a like, hit that subscribe button. Thoughts on Potter sacked on game day? Yeah, that's kind of weird they sacked him right now, but I knew it was a possibility. I knew they wanted to get another manager, but yeah, a little bit weird to do that right now. Now, yeah, it is what it is. I don't know. Probably they're not going to have any coach right today. Weird. I benched Gyökeres too because Kudus and Njaya. Yeah, I'm not feeling great to bench Gyökeres to be honest with you, but to be honest, I want him from Game Week 7 onwards, so as long as he's not going to get injured or something, that I'm happy with. Gyökeres long term. Freddy Legend, thank you so much also for joining the stream. Hi Raul, thank you so much for joining the stream. Good to see you here. Sorry for joining late as it's working day here in Mumbai, India. Anyway, I'm on wildcard. Munoz, Gabriel Senesi, Gudmundsson, Anderson, Sar, Ryan Dills, Bruno Semenyo, Stack. Nice. Nice, interesting picks there on the wildcard. Lacroix or Van Dijk? Choose one for me. I mean, Lacroix is much more cheaper than Van Dijk, so again, it really depends if you need the money. Abid Al Hussein, thank you so much also for joining the stream. I think that Van Dijk long term might be the better option, but obviously he's more expensive, so it depends if you want to spend that money. Gyökeres, Haaland, Mateta, that's my side. Okay, so you're wildcarding with Mateta, interesting. At the moment, this is how I'm thinking. I have 5 minutes, so probably I'm not going to change it anymore. I have the exact funds to have this team. It's not great benching Gyökeres this gaming, but I'm not sure if I should play Gyökeres. Would you play Gyökeres instead of one of my midfielders? With Potter sack, do you think Everton assets are good picks still, as West Ham will want to impress the manager that they want to get? I think that Tarkovsky is good for this gaming. Now I'm going to, and also Njay, yeah, I think that is a great pick. I'm going to maintain my stance. I'm not so sure Tarkovsky is that good like everyone else is talking about him. The fixtures are just not amazing for Everton defensive wise. Attacking wise, I don't think that's going to influence Everton that much. Njay is still a decent pick. Dennis, would you play Munoz at home to Liverpool or Anderson away to Villa? I think that I would play Anderson away to Villa because of DEFCONs basically and a better chance of keeping a clean sheet. So, yeah. Let me see. No more news. "23 people on the live stream. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate the support. It means a lot. You're just amazing, everyone." Yeah, I'm not sure. Does anyone know anything about João Pedro? Did you saw anything more than he didn't trade just yesterday? Is he a doubt for this game? That's what I would like to know. Heini Sang Saraya, I'm thinking of captaining Semenyo instead of Haaland just for fun. Should I? I mean, you can do that if you wanna go. If you wanna captain Semenyo for fun. I think that Haaland is the better option. Definitely, I think that Haaland is the best option this week, and I'm not going to think too much about that. He is my captain, so yeah. Make sure, guys, you lock in your teams. Reinders or Gakpo? Gakpo for sorry, Reinders for this week. I think he's better, but yeah, it depends which is your question. Crystal Palace are unbeaten in the last 17 games. I believe in Palace coach a lot. He's capable of giving surprises. Yeah, yeah. That's why also I would go Reinders. That's why I don't think that Isak is great for the next two. Yeah, Crystal Palace are amazing defensively, and they surprised me a lot. Hey Denis, start Mateta or Caicedo? I would start Caicedo, I think, in that case. As we all know, Palace have beaten Man City and Chelsea in their unbeaten streak of 17 games. Yeah, I mean, so that's why you have Mateta, but again, with Mateta, I would be a little bit concerned about his minutes. Other than that, he's a great pick. He's on penalties, he's getting good minutes usually, so yeah, not a problem with Mateta. Yeah, I think that, guys, this is going to be my final team. Not going to make any changes now. The plan obviously will be to roll some transfers. Not only Mateta, I'm also playing with Sar and Munoz. Oh, okay. I mean, we saw what happened in the Carabao Cup, not Carabao Cup, in the EFL Community Shield final again. Crystal Palace Liverpool, so definitely they have something against Liverpool, and also I'm really annoyed about Crystal Palace for not letting Mark Guehi go, but again, they are a solid team. If you think that they're going to make a surprise, that's definitely possible. I think that it's a really tough fixture for Liverpool, but yeah, good luck this game week, everyone. We are locked in. Bye, Dennis. Have a good one. Thank you so much, Ibrahim Alali. Thank you so much for joining the stream. And yeah, good weekend, everyone. I'm going to still stay here a little bit to talk with you if you want. But yeah, good luck, everyone. Hopefully everyone is going to get some green arrows this week. Yeah, we are locked in. Nothing more we can do. Hi Dennis, which club do you support? Liverpool. Hi Shanti, thank you so much for joining. Good luck, Gavin. Good luck everyone. Thank you so much also for joining, Gavin Hartzenberg. Really appreciated. Really good to see you here. Padayashi, I don't know if you're here, but I think that I missed your team. You sent me a message here. So I support Liverpool, Shaun and T. Please, everyone in the chat, please let me know which club do you support. And thanks a lot for 23 likes. Really nice to see the support. Manchester United, whoa. Joking, Aliker FC. Yeah, it was a funny. I saw a funny post some of these days that with Jurgen Klopp and with a young Manchester United fan, and he said that he supports Manchester United supported Manchester United in the last 6 years, and Jurgen Klopp made something like a joke. Oh yeah, so you suffered a lot in those. I'm sorry for you. You had to watch bad football for the last 6 years. So yeah, ended up benching Van Dijk for Burn. Good luck to you, Aliker FC. Now that I bench Gyökeres, I hope Newcastle are going to keep a clean sheet. And Gyökeres is going to stay silent at least for this gaming. But yeah, we're going to see what's going to happen. Just a second, guys. I want to post my team and then we can discuss some more. Manchester United supporter since 95. Nice, nice. Yeah, they were the best team in England, right? In those years, and I'm sure it was really nice to be a Man United supporter. So yeah, hopefully they are going to be back. I mean, obviously I'm a Liverpool fan, so I hope that they're going to be bad all the time, but at some point they're going to be back, right? They can't play that bad all the time. Okay. Yeah, so this was my team, guys. Now we're going to move a little bit to see what we can see on Twitter. Also, I started the poll to see how many people from here triple captained Haaland, right? Okay. So Padayashi, I don't know. Not here. No. You sent me your team. I don't know if I had the time to rate it. Sorry about that. But yeah, if this is your team, it's looking okay. You bought in Isak. Nice. So yeah, let's just let's see some teams. Let's see the same team for everybody, right, on wildcard. So Nuno Espirito Santo is looking like he's going to be the next manager for West Ham. That's interesting. Maybe Aaron Wan-Bissaka is going to become an option again. Who knows? So this was my team, guys. Raya Gabriel against Newcastle away. Senesi, Van de Ven, Kudus, Ryan Dirson, Jae, Semenyo, Bruno Fernandes. Yeah, pretty template, midfield. Haaland, Joao Pedro. Hopefully Joao Pedro is going to get decent minutes because if he's going to be on the bench, that would be really bad for me. Yeah, I'm not feeling great about benching Gyökeres, but it is what it is. And also not great not having any money in the bank, but yeah. This is it. Another wildcard from FPL Erie. With two cheap defenders. Okay. Van Dijk, Gabriel Senesi. Also a really nice wildcard draft. Probably he has also some money in the bank, I would suppose. With those cheap defenders. Which was my bench. I have a really nice bench, to be honest with you, this gaming. Gyökeres, Anderson and Alderete. So, yeah. Ben Krellin teams. Team Let's See is also a great FPL manager. So this is a wild card. Roya, Gabriel, Tarkovsky, Senesi, Anderson, Lacroix. Interesting. Jay Fernandez, Randis, Foden. Really nice. And also Richarlison. So he's taking some punts here. Really good. Harry. Yeah, the same team. Yeah, again, a lot of people complaining about the template, but yeah, it is called template for a reason, guys. I'm waiting on a haul from Haaland, triple captain, active, good luck, all, let's get up the ranks. Yeah, good luck everyone. If you're leaving, thank you so much for joining the stream. I'm going still to stay here to talk to you if you want for some minutes. You're doing FPL challenge, I'm not... yeah, I didn't play FPL challenge to be honest with you. Rants Queen, but yeah, thanks a lot for joining the stream. Good to see you here. To be honest, is 207 in the world good in challenge? I guess. To be honest with you, I have no idea how you play FPL challenge, but probably it should be good, right? Because I don't know if a lot of players play it. Can't you see how many players are playing it? That's a little odd if you can't see that. Yeah, so Haaland starts if you guys had any other doubts about him or something like that. Well, thanks, man. No problem, Rance Queen. Thank you so much for uh, joining the stream. So yeah, finally, everybody now just bought a lot of defensive contribution defenders. Yeah, agreed. If someone like Diouf, someone like Aaron Bissaka are definitely going to become decent option at some point. We know that Nuno Espirito Santo is setting obviously his team to defend great, and his fullbacks are also really good for defcons. Now again, let's see what's going to happen. But yeah, I'm sure in some gamings the game is going to change. So my team was this. Padayashi. This was my team for Gaming 6. Captain Haaland. I ended up on Kudus and Van de Ven instead of Romero and Caicedo. But yeah, overall very happy with my team. No, compared to how my team looked in Gaming 5 with Watkins, Rogers, Milenkovic, Florian Wirtz, now this team is just, it's looking great. So, yeah. Andy, Salah Mateta to Ryan this Haaland triple captain active. If I not made my moves on Sunday, I might have thrown myself into buying Foden. Yeah, okay. Thanks. Thanks, Padayashi. Hopefully, yeah, we're going to get better this season, definitely. I want to try to improve my rank, and yeah, I use my wildcard. Now let's see. Now the plan is to try to roll some transfers. Anyway. We have the teams. Yeah, we have the teams for Manchester United. So Dorgu is starting, Dalot is starting, no surprises here. Cunha, Fernandes and Belmo, and Sesko also. Yeah. What wildcard team did FPL Harry go with? Something similar to all of us. Let me see. Yeah, a really template team. But again, it is the template for a reason. So yeah, here everybody's going with Tarkovsky. The only pick I'm not really sure about or Stach. But other than that, yeah, Brian Semenyo, Bruno Fernandes and Jay. This is the template midfield and João Pedro, Gyökeres, Haaland. So yeah. So everybody's starting. For Brentford, Kelleher, Henderson, Damsgaard, Thiago, Shade, Otara. So Otara is starting. Lewis Potter is benched. Oh no. I captain Richarlison. Good luck, Thailand's chief asset. Thank you so much for turning up to the stream. Really appreciate it. Good luck, Richarlison, for this gaming. I think that is a nice punt. Nice differential captain. Where is your cat? I'm not at home right now. That's why you see a different setup. A different microphone. So yeah, hopefully it was okay this stream today. And yeah, my cat is at the other home. I'm staying here for 2 days. Tomorrow I'm going to go back. So yeah, my cat is going to be lonely for 1 day. But yeah, he's going to manage. Yeah, so this was my team for this gaming. Yeah, if you don't have any more questions, I think that we're going to... What does your team look like this week? This was my team. Thailand's chief asset. I had some dilemmas. Firstly, I had Romero and Caicedo. And now I have Van de Ven and Kudus. I was questioning my decision. I have the exact funds to have this team. Maybe it's going to make me have some benching headaches in the future, but I ended up on this. Again, no money in the bank. I bench Gyökeres, which doesn't feel great. But yeah, I couldn't bench Kudus anyway against Wolverhampton at home. Reinders against Burnley. Yeah. Hopefully it's going to be a green arrow. The team looks good on paper from my point of view. Yes, it was a great stream. Thank you so much. And the best part is you try your best to answer everyone questions. We appreciate you, Dennis. Yeah, I mean that's what I want to try, uh, to answer all the questions. And yeah, that's the main goal of this stream. To try to help you if I can with some opinions at least. Yeah. Yeah, so this was my wildcard team. Now the plan is going to be boring for some weeks. I can guarantee you that next week I'm going to roll the transfer. The plan is to try to stack some free transfers, because I want to be flexible. If there's a mosquito here, if I want to buy Palmer in game week 9 or Salah or Saka, I need to be prepared to do that with some free transfer. So yeah, this team looks good for the next few weeks. Definitely. Now let's see what's going to happen. A lot of things surely are going to change, so "19 people." Okay, so the stream was about to end, but yeah, if you have any other questions, this was my team, guys, for Gaming 6. This is my wildcard. Thanks a lot for joining. Leave a like. Let's try to get to 30. And yeah. Don't forget to follow me on my socials if you want, on Twitter, TikTok. Yeah, the links are into my description if you're interested. I gave you a like. Thank you so much, Thailand's Chief said. Are you here the first time on the stream, or sorry if I'm wrong? Thanks a lot for joining anyway. Really appreciated. This is a different setup to what I usually have now because I'm not at home, but yeah, usually it's a little bit better. It is a really sunny day here right now. So now, hopefully, as a new Bruno Fernandes owner, I'm hoping that he's going to get some penalties and score some goals. Usually, you know me, I'm a Liverpool fan, so usually I hate Bruno Fernandes, but for today, I feel good having him. And yeah, probably I'm not going to watch the game because probably he's going to play a deeper role, so I don't want to stress myself over it. But yeah, expecting him to get me something. What are your thoughts on Pope? Newcastle seem extremely defensive this season and has a better chance of getting more saves than Raya. No, yeah, usually anyone, I mean, not anyone, but a lot of goalkeepers have better chance of getting more save points than Raya. Uh, yeah, Newcastle were the best defense in the league, considering their stats right now. Now, if I go here and let's look at the fixtures, I think that they are not amazing. So Gaming 6, yeah, definitely. Arsenal not a great fixture. Nottingham Forest is okay. Brighton is okay. Fulham, West Ham, Brentford. A really nice run of fixtures, to be honest with you. Not the best ones, but definitely you don't mind playing any Newcastle players in those fixtures. So yeah, I think that at 5 million, Pope could be a nice option. I had the money to go for Raya. I think that Arsenal are the best defense in the league, and they are going to keep the most clean sheets. But yeah, Newcastle defenders, I really rate them also, so not a problem. What I don't feel great is benching Gyökeres this week. Hopefully I can get away with that. But yeah, not not looking amazing. So yeah, guys, if you don't have any other questions, I think that I'm going to leave it here. Thank you so much for being on the stream. Really appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoyed my content this week. I know a lot of content about my wildcard, so maybe a little bit boring for you, but yeah, I use my wildcard now. The content is going to be a little bit different from now on. So yeah, thanks a lot for being here, for the support. I hope you all get green arrows and have a great week, and especially you have a great weekend. Take a break. Can you wear your team you support shirt on your next deadline stream? Yeah, sure. I wear uh, the Liverpool shirt in Game Week 1's deadline. Yeah, I can do that. No problem. I have some shirts from Liverpool, so it's not going to be a problem. Yeah. So thanks a lot. Hopefully you're going to enjoy my content. Leave a like on your way out. Subscribe also if you're new around here. And yeah, that's it I think for today. Have a nice day. Have a nice weekend. Bye. Thanks.